Welcome to Public Speaking Secrets, where we teach you how to speak better to live better. Whether you want to find a new job, a new client, or a new love of your life, it's all about how you communicate. I'm Christopher Kai, Fortune 100 global speaker and number one bestselling author. Today, we heard the news that Jeff Bezos is leaving Amazon. He is no longer going to be CEO, he's going to be executive chairman. So, we're going to talk about why Jeff Bezos is such a brilliant public speaker. Let us begin.
Well, 3 years ago, I was in New York City working for a quantitative hedge fund when I came across the startling statistic that web usage was growing at 2,300% a year. So I decided I would try and find a business plan that made sense in the context of that growth. And I picked books as the first best product to sell online, which making a list of like 20 different products that you might be able to sell. And books were great as the first best because books are incredibly unusual in one respect, and that is that there are more items in the book category than there are items in any other category by far. Music is number two. There are about 200,000 active music CDs at any given time. But in the book space, there are more than 3 million different books worldwide active and in print at any given time across all languages, more than 1.5 million in English alone. So when you have that many items,
So, Jeff Bezos is, in my opinion, one of the best public speakers in the world. Just like Elon Musk is a great speaker, not so much in terms of his fluidity of speaking, but just his honesty, sincerity, and what he says. Now, with Jeff Bezos, he is really, really good at giving you specific numbers. He talks about how in 1994, he discovered that the internet was at a startling growth at 2,300%. He's never seen that before. Now, remind you, this guy graduated from Princeton University. I think he graduated with electrical engineering, but he's a really smart guy. He's a numbers guy. He works at a hedge fund in New York City. He's doing really well, but he decides to quit his job, drive out to Seattle, Washington, and create Amazon. Now, that video was shot in 1997, 3 years after Amazon. But if you look at his speaking style, very genuine, very straightforward. But even when he just began, he talks about 2,300% growth. Books were the first thing after researching 20 different categories. There's 3 million possibilities, but he also says that only on the internet could you have done this because there's 3 million options. So when you're thinking about what to say in an interview, when you're thinking about how to impress or share your things with the client, be specific. If you have some offer or some service, say things like, oh, it's incredible, or our clients did this or did that, but be very specific with the numbers you use and how you use them. In Jeff's case, he uses words incredible, astonishing, massive growth, whatever it might be. But just listening to this guy, and this is 20 plus years ago, you know, he's a very smart guy. He's very amiable, but this is 3 years into his building his empire called Amazon. And now he's one of the wealthiest guys in the world. So to summarize, if you want to convey a sense of authority, a sense of perspective, and a sense of purpose, you have to do your research in whatever field you're in, show enthusiasm, as Jeff says. He just has these eyes of excitement and enthusiasm, and make sure you look at yourself in the mirror, study yourself, record yourself, because I meet so many people, I don't think they realize how they're viewed in the world. They might say, I'm very passionate, Chris, about my project, but they sound like they woke up from a nap, or they are very vague and general with what they're saying. So if I say to you, I've been speaking for over 20 years, I'm writing my 6th book, and I've spoken in close to 30 plus countries, whether virtually or in person. The point is, I'm giving you specific numbers so that if I say I'm a very experienced speaker, then you know I'm an experienced speaker by referencing the places I've spoken at, whether it's at Google or Merrill Lynch or City National Bank, or the countries I've spoken at, which is Lithuania or Australia or Saudi Arabia. The point is, be specific with how you communicate. So many people I meet, they just have very weak substance relative to how they communicate. You look at Jeff Bezos, again, this is 1997. This is before everyone knew him as the Jeff Bezos, where even at that time, in a span of 1 minute, in the span of 1 minute, he can clearly convey why he chose Amazon, why he chose books, why it's exciting, and why he chose to dive deep in, even though he had a great job. So when you're thinking about how to pitch a client, thinking about how to pitch an investor, thinking about how to get a date, be convincing like Jeff. Hopefully that's helpful. Click the like button and the subscription button if you like these videos. And thanks so much for watching.